All right. Welcome back.
Hi.
Hello. This is so exciting.
Now you guys are going to see our faces.
Yay. Yes, we talked recently about some surprises we had, and this was one of them.
Hello.
So we're in person. We're together. We've both been COVID safe. We're in each other's bubble.
Yes.
So
We're in our bubble.
we're in the bubble. So there's a couple apologies we should start with.
One will be this guy.
The kitten that seems to love the keyboard. So if you hear any weird noises, that's from the cat.
Or if I randomly go, it's because she's clawed my leg to climb on me, so.
Sheena already looks like she's been clawed half to death. You should see, not that you want to see her chest, but you should see her chest.
I'm covered in claw marks and bites, so this is going well.
The other thing is, to do this properly, we had to come out in the living room, which has a bit of an echo. So I'm going to do my best to get rid of some of that when I do the editing, but might just not be possible. So this might be what you get. And yeah.
By the way, I'm Sheena.
And I'm Crystal.
And we are Neurosqueak.
Yay! This is so exciting. So there was a couple exciting things about today. Do you want to tell them?
I don't know what it is.
Our format for today.
Oh, yes. What is the surprise? I'm really involved in a lot of the things, as you can see. So Crystal has a friend that's an author who she'll give a proper shout out to. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we're doing a blind read today. So basically she did some research on some Irish or St. Patrick's Day related murders, and she's written them up for us, and we have not looked at them. So we're just reading them at the same time as you guys are going to hear them. So that's pretty exciting. We're hoping that maybe they're a little funny, and we'll see how this goes. Honestly, my anxiety is kind of through the roof because I feel like I'm in grade 5 again. I'm like waiting for the teacher to call on me to read, and I'm like, I hope I don't screw it up. So anyways, I can read, but my nerves might get the best of me.
So yes, so we want to give some major props to Stephanie Beaudin. She is our writer. She's not an author yet, though she is playing with the idea. She does have lots of education related to writing, and she's just overall a fantastic person. And she's been listening to us since the very, very beginning. She's been listening to us from the very beginning, and recently she reached out and said, I really want to help you do something here. What can I do? And I said, do you want to write a story? And then she said, okay. And then she wrote it. And then I said, do you want to write two?
Yeah.
And she did.
Thank you, because you saved us a lot of time on research.
She really did.
And doing our write-up. So we honestly thank you, and we hope that this is a fun experience.
I hope she had fun. Stephanie, I hope you had fun. I know I had fun not doing the research this week.
I did.
Stephanie's partner is a friend as well, and he just said, of course you want someone else to write your stuff for you. It's free labor.
Sorry for extorting you.
But yes, so it's super exciting. So she wrote 2 stories based on Irish or St. Patrick's Day murders, and she didn't really tell me much. She gave me a brief rundown of one of them, and it's super morbid, and that just happens to be the one Sheena picked to start with. So yes. We'll start there.
I'm excited to read that.
So with Sheena going first, I guess I will give some updates.
Yeah, what you got?
So I didn't do a lot of watching or listening or going over anything true crime. I feel like I needed to take a break from that for a little bit. So what I did instead was watched a lot of Criminal Minds. Like a lot. Like I made it.
Break up the real stuff with reenactions of the real scene.
Exactly. So I made it to season 3.
Oh, wow.
It's been a week. I watched a lot of Criminal Minds. And when I say watch, I put it on in the background as I'm doing work, or as I'm working out, or whatever I'm doing. It's on all the time. The kids are not around, I promise. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of that. Another one I watched recently was, I don't know if I mentioned it in the last episode, but my girlfriend I'm using my hands a lot.
No, you can see all our hand movements.
Oh, hand gestures. My girlfriend suggested, because I like everything to do with like investigating and stuff, she suggested, sorry guys, my husband forgets that I'm doing this called in the middle of the video. She suggested that I watch an old show called Veronica Mars. Did you ever watch it?
No, I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever actually clicked on it.
So I love Kristen Bell. That's the big thing.
Oh, and she's in that?
She's Veronica.
Oh, okay. Is she an investigator?
She's an investigator's daughter.
Okay.
So, but she's in high school and there's a case about her best friend. That's how it starts out. And it's really good. Like, it's definitely a starter show for anyone wanting to get into like investigating stories and you're younger and you would enjoy it. I like it, but I like everything related to true or to like crime stuff. But maybe some people that are like diehard true crimers may not like it as much. But I also love Kristen Bell.
I love her too.
She's
I watched
awesome.
a video of her crying over the sloth, and I just
Oh,
can't get enough
it's
of
my
it.
favorite.
I'm like, man, really has an emotional connection with this guy.
And I think Dax does a tour more than once.
Really?
Well, no, sorry. He did a tour once, and then Ellen showed the video on her show.
Oh, right.
And then she did a tour. It was so good. Kristen Bell is awesome. The show Veronica Mars is pretty good, but maybe not for everybody. So it's for the younger generation, definitely. But I enjoy it. And like, so it's set in 2005, 2006 is when they made the show,
okay.
Which is about when we would have been around the same age to Veronica.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, and it's younger. It's young. We're young.
Yes, we are. I will add that to my list.
Mm-hmm. It's on Crave. Well, I guess Hulu if you're in the States. But yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I also
you have a story. I'm excited to hear this.
So before we start reading our stories, I do have one more update, and it just happened today. So we've talked a little bit about my aversion to Amazon delivery guys and how I lock the door when they leave, right? Well, today I got a delivery. My kids broke their DS charger, so I ordered them another one. And he comes to the door, and this guy's been to my house a couple times. He passes me the package, and then he says, "Hey, your door opens out. Like our house door, most people's open inward. Well, ours opens outward." And he's like, "That's interesting. Everybody else's opens the other way." I'm like, like,
really that's interesting.
It's interesting. It's weird, sure, but that's my door. Yeah. And I said, well, it's actually kind of useful in situations like, if there's a fire, it's easier to get out. You're not like, I'm thinking in crowds that I don't know why, like, cause there's going to be a crowd in my house if there's a fire, but in a fire, it's safer to be able to open out than in. So I said that to him and he says, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. Plus if the wind blows, it's going to blow it shut and not open." And he says, "But..."
Sorry. I was trying to... Wow. I didn't make that worse.
Oh, it's fine. So he says, yeah, but that could work against you because, someone could just like bolt in the crack and then you couldn't get out. And I'm like, that's terrifying. And I think he realized that he said something super weird. So he leaves and he's talking to himself on the way back to the car. And my husband we have the Blink security cameras. And so he's watching this from work because it'll notify him when there's activity at the door. So he's watching the guy walk back to his car, talking to himself. And then I call him and I tell him about it. He goes, "Yeah, that's a little weird." And then he sat out in front of the house in the van for like 5 minutes. So I made Rob stay on the phone with me and tell you that.
So you're putting all the scary things in the universe so that you're going to get the one creep.
Right? It's my own fault. I did it to myself. Needless to say, I apologize to the Amazon delivery guy for thinking that he's a murderer, but maybe don't bring up bolting people's doors shut. And then I won't think that way.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So that happened.
Yeah, of course that would happen to you.
Yeah. That is it. That's all I had for updates. I really didn't have a lot this week. Sometimes I come with like a whole list of stuff that I want to talk about, but that was all I had. This is happening. So Sheena's the cat lady today.
Yeah, I've officially become a crazy cat lady. I take so many pictures of them. I'm like, what am I becoming? What is
is this one's name, by the way?
This is Marv.
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 Oh, I love it.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And there is another one here who's very antisocial, and his name is Roscoe.
And we're not even sure if they're keys.
No. I tried to look, and I don't know what I'm looking for, because I'm not a vet. Or used to cats, so I'm basically just staring at their buttholes for no reason. I don't know what I'm looking for. So we'll find out soon. I will update you.
That's perfect. That is so great. Okay, well, moving on from cat buttholes, let's let Sheena start reading her story. Sheena, yep, just go for it.
Okay, so, alright.
Do you want me to move the computer closer?
I can't see.
Because you're blind.
Yeah.
There.
Okay. The Scissor Sisters. Sounds awesome already. In the spirit of St. Patrick's Day, this story of a murder by two sisters of their mother's boyfriend, just south of Dublin, Ireland, is so brutal and bizarre, it became a national story inspiring numerous books and documentaries.
Ooh.
As this story of abuse, drugs, rape, and finally murder unfolds, it becomes clear that the lines between the victims and perpetrators are not so clear. Sisters Linda and Charlotte Mulhall have been dubbed by the press the Scissor Sisters because of the brutal and bizarre murder and dismemberment. Every time I talk about is dismemberment.
She's always doing the body parts.
Of their mother Kathleen's boyfriend, Kenyan-born Farah Swale Noor. The Mulhall sisters were born into a working-class area in Tally, South Dublin. My apologies if I'm butchering these words, because never into Ireland. Parents John and Kathleen Mulhall raised 6 children, 3 boys and 3 girls. They were known to abuse drugs and alcohol. Their marriage broke down after 29 years of abuse and neglect. Kathleen began seeing Farah Swale Noor in 2002. Noor moved into the family home with Kathleen and lived there for a few months with John Mulhall and their 6 children until John finally moved out.
So,
wait,
what?
So moved in with her ex-husband and that family and just said, this is the time I should come into your lives.
I mean, yes, it's super weird, but not unheard of. Like, yes, it's unheard of and it's weird. And I know this is weird.
I would like to attend that family dinner.
Well, so when my mom married her second husband, my dad moved into the attic, for real. And there was no issue with it. My stepdad was probably... What?
You guys all eat together?
Yeah.
Did they go golfing or anything together? Or they weren't that good?
I don't know. I was little. I was really little. My stepdad was like super laid back most of the time. But I don't know if I'd be cool with it. No.
That would be a little uncomfortable for me.
Needless to say, this is like showing some glaring red lights.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, I just gotta find my spot again. Both sisters had issues with drugs and alcohol, previous convictions, and numerous bad relationships with men. At the time of the murder, Linda, at 31 years old, was unemployed. Was unemployed and had 4 children. Her first husband had killed himself, and another was imprisoned for abusing drugs and burning and brutalizing her children.
Jesus.
What is going on in Dublin?
Lots of bad things.
Apparently. The night of the murder on March 20th, 2005 started with Linda, Charlotte, and their mom Kathleen taking ecstasy and drinking while partying with Farah. Sounds like a good night.
Yeah.
They were celebrating St. Patrick's Day weekend weekend that was going on throughout the streets of Dublin. When they returned home, Charlotte crushed some ecstasy pills into Farah's drink so that they could all be high together. Oh, the family affair. Farah had begun making advances on Linda and whispered how they were both creatures of the night, and she became hysterical. Her mother begged the girls to kill him. Charlotte... it went bad.
That turns out.
It was fun until it wasn't. When they returned home, my goodness. You little turkey. When they returned home, Charlotte crushed an I just had that. Could all be high together. Farah began making advances on Linda, and he whispered how they were both creatures of the night, and the mom begged the girls to kill him. Charlotte slashed Mr. Noor across the throat with a Stanley knife before Linda picked up a hammer and hit him several times on the head as he lay on the ground.
But what brand was the hammer?
Oh. I was like, did I not read it?
No. No, well, we know it's a Stanley knife.
Oh.
What brand was the hammer?
We'll get back to you. And hit him several times on the head. Ugh, poor guy. The sisters continued to stab him before dragging his lifeless body into the bathroom and dismembering his remains, decapitating him, again, I always get the decapitation, decapitating him and cutting off his penis.
This is perfect for Sheena to read.
Oh, of course it is. All the things. Cutting off his penis with a kitchen knife and a hammer? Maybe
with like can you do that motion again? Oh my god, no.
Ooh,
I don't even want to know, like, why? Like, what would be the use of the hammer?
Oh boy, okay. What they did after then shows...
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back.
What they did after that shows the twisted depravity that makes this murder so unique and disturbing. So wait, there's more.
So that wasn't the disturbing part.
I'm so excited. Throughout the night, while still extremely high on ecstasy and alcohol, the sisters took turns hacking at the bones with whatever knives they had.
Oh.
There was blood everywhere, and the women were trying to wash it down the drain with flushed parts of his body down the toilet.
So wait, this guy, what did he do?
He was like making advances.
But they were...
Pictures of the night. He did ecstasy. It's like a love drug.
Oh.
Well,
So,
apparently not.
Right, I mean, like, what did he do wrong? Other than he hit on his wife, on his girlfriend's daughter, because it's gross.
It's shitty, but maybe
but
not.
But she was an adult. I mean, it's not a good person thing to do, but it's not.
I'm not going to do any of this in Dublin.
You're here.
Where am I? The sisters called their father John and asked for his help disposing of the body. He came and told the women he didn't want any part of it, but then came back and helped them clean up the murder scene.
Okay.
When the dismemberment was complete, the body parts were placed in black plastic bags and a sports bag before being dumped in the canal. The sisters would later board a bus and sit among the passengers with the victim's head in a shoulder bag and head to Teeman North Park in South Dublin.
So they just towed around a head.
Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer did that. He took it to the chocolate factory.
It's not funny.
So,
but what?
Sometimes.
But I like this would take hours. So.
Hey, did you get the head?
But like this would take hours.
I know.
Hours.
They must have just kept.
Did they just stay high the whole time, or like at any point did someone come down and say this is not okay?
I don't know. What do you do at that point? It's too late.
It's too late.
Just gotta finish it up. The idea was just to dispose the idea was to dispose of the head in a separate location to prevent identification.
Fingerprints weren't a thing.
No.
Dental records if they got the head instead.
Some days later, Linda allegedly returned to the park and dug up the head to move it to a field in Killinarden Estate. She told the police that she said a prayer over the spot and told him, "I'm sorry, you shouldn't have died. It should have been Mima."
Why Mima? What did Mima do?
Sorry, Mima. I wouldn't party with these guys if I were you. The head has never been found. Oh, their plan worked.
Oh.
The head has never been found and is still thought to be somewhere in Teeman Park or was eaten by animals. The complete lack of remorse for what they had done was evident. They were caught on CCTV eating breakfast rolls shortly after the murder, with the victim's head still in a bag on Linda's shoulder.
Oh, no. No.
The original investigation started on the 30th of March 2005 when a shocked passerby spotted Farah's dismembered leg floating in the Royal Canal, Dublin. That's a shitty way to start your day.
Yeah?
People had previously seen the body parts in the canal but didn't approach because they thought it was a mannequin or an elaborate hoax.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, I think your mind just like, because you
don't want
to be seeing, so you're just like, it's fake. Because like to protect yourself, otherwise like, what the hell?
Yeah. If you automatically recognize it as a dead body, you might like this podcast.
Oh, investigators first thought it was a white body. The water had bleached the skin.
Aww.
Police believed it was a ritual killing because of the way that the body was dismembered and that the head and genitals were missing. Despite the absence of the head to positively identify the body, the police eventually managed to solve the mystery of who the leg belonged to. After gathering more body parts, an unidentified man managed to identify the recovered torso.
Maybe tattoos?
Oh, it's like, you just know.
Well, yeah, how would you know the skin color's wrong?
Yeah.
There's no other features. He must have had like scars or tattoos.
Oh, it's because the torso of having the soccer jersey he was known to wear.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there we go. This led police to Charlotte and Linda, where they soon learned that Farah was in fact a partner of their mother, Kathleen. Linda was pregnant at the time. Doing ecstasy while pregnant, while murdering people.
We're already clear that these are not...
They're not regular.
They're not, they're not making good decisions here, Sheena.
I know. And you're ruining your baby.
Oh.
Linda was pregnant at the time of the murder, which is so messed up considering all the drugs and drinking she was doing with her mother and sister.
We agree, Stephanie.
We wholeheartedly agree. The sisters continued heavily drinking and doing drugs into the days following the murder to try and block out the memories of the site, what they had done.
Oh, yeah.
At that point, just keep going.
Yeah, just stay high.
Yeah. Never ever come down. Linda couldn't handle the knowledge of what she had done after losing the baby. She decided to go to the police and tell them everything that had happened. She was so distraught about coming forward to the police and what she had done, she slashed her wrists and had taken a lot of drugs before the statement. That doesn't surprise me. The drug part. Linda told police every detail of the killing. Charlotte, on the other hand, claimed everything Linda said was a lie, and it was Kathleen who killed him. Kathleen had cut off all contact with her daughters after the murder and moved to England to get away from what happened. You started this, Kathleen.
Oh.
That's it.
It's so messed up.
I know. Kathleen did not show up for the trial and let her daughters take all the blame for the murder. During the trial, it had become too much for John Mulhall. He hanged himself in Dublin Phoenix Park. Oh, man.
So,
this is just a ripple effect of this.
Mom fucks off. Dad hangs himself. One sister's blaming the other sister. The other one...
blaming the mom.
Well, no, she's still blaming the mom. Like, the same sister is blaming her sister and the mom. The other one finally had a guilty conscience when she came down a little bit, lost her baby, which sucks. Brutal. And admits to it. And now this is all.
This is a messed up story, Stephanie. Kathleen did not show up for the trial, let her daughters take all the blame. Oh, yeah. So, Farah Swally Noor was not an innocent victim. Ooh, here's the tea.
Ooh, okay.
Prior to his relationship with Kathleen, who he had met at a nightclub 3 years before his murder, he had raped a mentally disabled 16-year-old Chinese girl. She later gave birth to a son. 2 other women had children by him, and both described having been raped. Noor had faced 8 charges of disorder and assault, 1 involving a sexual assault, in which a knife was found at the scene. He was convicted on all 3 occasions, but never served time in jail. Typical.
Yeah.
The trial of Noor's murder took place in October 2006, where Linda was charged with manslaughter. What?
Linda was charged?
Just manslaughter. There's a different in Dublin?
Manslaughter is like heat of the moment.
It's accidental.
It's not accidental. It's heat of the moment or like unintentional. It's not right. She should have gotten intentional.
You dismembered him and
but the one that blamed everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll finish reading before I get upset. Thank you. Took place. Linda was charged with manslaughter, and Charlotte faced a murder charge. The Central Criminal Court jury, comprised of 6 men and 6 women, convicted Charlotte of murder and Linda of manslaughter. Linda ended up serving 12 years of her sentence before being released in 2018.
Oh.
Stay away from her. Charlotte is still serving a life sentence with little chance of parole.
She's a little bit more psycho than the other. Yeah, not gonna lie.
Just a touch. Later, when Kathleen was found in 2008, she was put on trial for withholding information about Farah's whereabouts. She pled guilty and was sentenced to 5 years in prison in 2009. Not perfect. Thank you. The saga doesn't end with their imprisonment. And wait, there's more. Like I'm on a game show. While serving her life sentence, Charlotte has been anything but a model prisoner. She denied having lesbian romps in jail.
Get yours, Charlotte.
Yeah,
you got nowhere else to be.
Including an alleged fling with a warden. And disputed claims she had been found in a very compromising position with the prison officer. In November 2017, a male member of the prison staff was found hiding behind a shower curtain in Mulhall's on-street bathroom, and prison CCTV recorded the man entering her cell 10 minutes earlier. He's hiding behind the shower.
So neat. Obviously, they were caught.
Yeah.
Charlotte
was also disciplined after photos of her emerged. After photos emerged of her posing for the camera, jokingly holding a knife to the throat of a male inmate in the jail's kitchen.
How is she?
She is a kind.
Do they hold on? Do they house the men and the women together or is she in England or
Dublin?
Oh, I thought you said England there for the prison. It would be very confusing. Do they put men and women in the same jail?
Also, we'll get back to you with that and the brand and the hammer. So, yeah, that's odd though. Why does she have knives in the kitchen?
How does she have access to that many men? That's a lot of sex when you're supposed to be in prison.
Yeah.
With no sex.
A year before her release, Linda suffered a broken arm and severe facial injuries after falling in her prison cell. She was alone at the time of the incident. She had been known as a model prisoner. So Linda's still doing good. Other chickie, not so good. In the last 2 years of her sentence, she struggled with life outside of jail. She was overdosed on drugs, but was revived by paramedics. This is clearly not a simple tale of two women brutally murdering and dismembering a man. Linda and Charlotte had lived horrific abuse. Their victim deserves his fate and would have been, as he would have brutalized more women, having given the chance.
I'm not gonna lie. The world is a better place without the guy. But maybe he could have been left with all his body parts together?
Yeah.
That's a lot of...
It's been a hell of a night.
But it sounds like the sister Linda kind of got...
roped into it.
I mean, maybe she actively participated, but when she came down, she felt bad. She did her time in prison. She struggled with it ever since.
I'm gonna guess she wasn't the one that had dropped the penis.
Probably not.
I'm gonna say that was Charlotte for sure.
Yeah, that sounds very aggressive.
After eating your breakfast, just a
no.
head in a bag.
No. I don't even want to imagine that.
Bite?
Sheena.
Sorry. That's all, folks. I'm all right now.
Oh my. So, yeah.
Interesting. Well, Stephanie, that was a fabulous story. Everything that is it appropriate to say I like? I don't know. Everything I find interesting and fascinating in one story. Yeah, that was a really awesome story.
This definitely fell into the realm of Sheena's story.
Yes, it did.
This is a Sheena story, 100%. And we didn't know how brutal this was when we picked which story we were going to go with. But this was perfect for you.
It really was. People are going to start skipping my episodes. They're so gruesome. I apologize.
Nobody is listening for the non-gruesome ones, Sheena. Right. Nobody is listening for those.
I'll try to do a lighter one day.
Is there such
no.
thing? Oh, geez. All right. Well,
I guess that's it.
I guess so. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. Stick around for next week because we're going to be wearing the same clothes, looking exactly the same, same cat because we're recording these together. See you guys then.
Bye.
Bye.